Merry Christmas, everyone. The snow is falling, lights are bright. Another year has come and gone. We're cozy gathered, holding tight for tales of heroes brave and strong. From Gotham's alleys to Krypton's star, we're unraveling stories near and far. It's moving panels where we roam, a comic Christmas bringing heroes home.
Welcome to this Moving Panels One Shot. Let's have a nerdy little conversation. Today we're cozying up by the fire, sipping hot cocoa, and cracking open a Christmas classic. But we're giving it a full comic book multiverse twist. We are recasting Charles Dickens' beloved classic, A Christmas Carol.
Oh no. I had Oliver Twist down. Oh dear.
Why?
This is going to be really awkward.
What would that have to do with Christmas? Okay. We're going to do it character by character. We are using heroes. We're using villains. We're using just anyone. And everyone was fair game. If they've appeared in a comic book, I said they could be used. We weren't doing a DC version, a Marvel version, an Image, Dark Horse, nobody. Just anybody you want to use. So, as you've already heard, I'm not alone in this. First off, I am joined by my wife, Bethany, who has bravely agreed to dive into this holiday comic casting chaos with us. Of course, her and our daughter, Ruby, have been doing this with other intellectual properties.
We have.
Yes. You want to share some of that?
Sure. So our daughter Ruby, a couple of weeks ago, was in a production of A Christmas Carol. She was the narrator, and that has inspired us to recast A Christmas Carol with other characters, specifically Sesame Street characters. Like I know they've already done Muppet Christmas Carol, but we had a really stellar cast for
Sesame
Street, yeah.
And also, can't do a Christmas episode without the host of Totally Rad Christmas, Gerry D, the jolliest man this side of a retro toy aisle. How are you, Gerry?
It came without mother boxes. It came without Cosmic Cubes.
There you go.
Look,
I got to go ahead and put the note down for next year. We'll do the Grinch. We'll do this again.
All right.
We'll do it with the Grinch. So we each have brought our own list. We have checked it twice, and we're gonna find out who, in fact, has been naughty or nice. From Scrooge's humbug beginnings to the lessons of the spirits, let's get into our comic book Christmas Carol casting. There you go. Character by character. Lots of C's in here. And of course,
beautiful alliteration.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll start off with the man himself, Ebenezer Scrooge. He's at the center of it all. He's cold, calculating, and maybe just a little too attached to his money. But he is the engine of this entire story. So let's find out who everybody goes with. I'm going to go first. I think mine's probably a little obvious, especially with me being a Superman fan. And I went Lex Luthor. I mean, if anybody embodies brilliant and wealthy and emotionally distant, then it is Lex Luthor. He's not evil for evil's sake. He thinks he knows best, just like Scrooge does. And so I think his arc that he would have for redemption would fit beautifully into this story. So, So again, my Ebenezer Scrooge would be Lex Luthor. How about you, Gerry?
So I had a theme for the series because I really wanted to do Marvel. I really wanted to do DC. And then my brain exploded trying to put them together. So I thought I'm going to do both Marvel and DC. And all of my picks are from the Amalgam universe from Amalgam Comics.
Oh my goodness.
That's Earth 962 or Earth 9602, depending on who you ask. So for my Scrooge, I went with Thanoside, the amalgam of Thanos and Darkseid. I mean, they're both like evil guys, and I thought a redemption for them would be excellent, and so instead of craving money and hoarding and being miserly, it's power and that they're after. So yeah, I would be excited to see a redemption arc for Thanos' side.
I am now so fascinated to hear the rest of your list because thinking of the Amalgam universe never even crossed my mind. And I own several of those comics. Like
Yep.
I was a fan of when they did that. After was it after because there's been 2 crossovers and I always forget which one it was.
So it was in 1996 and 97 that they did it,
Yeah.
the Amalgam Universe. And then later on they did that JLA Avengers with the Kurt Busiek one in like 2003, I think.
Yeah.
So
It was early 2000s. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I forgot. I'd actually said that we would talk about why we made our casting decisions. So Gerry gave his. Honestly, mine was just I wanted to find characters that I honestly embodied the character that I was going after. And so again, I looked over DC, I looked over Marvel, I looked over all the independent, anything I could think of, really. Obviously, I didn't think of everything because I did not think of the Amalgam universe at all.
It's definitely more obscure. And to be fair, I actually thought of Lex Luthor first as well. And
yeah.
And then just like trying to get him to match with some of the other choices, I thought, let's go a different direction for this.
Well, and that was part of it too. Like I wasn't, and I'm sure Bethany's going to give this connection as to why I honestly wasn't looking for like a cohesive story. I was literally looking at it at character by character.
See, I couldn't do that mentally. Like I figured I needed the characters to go with each other.
Right.
In order for it to work in my head.
So go ahead and let us know why you cast and who you casted as Scrooge.
So I went back and forth. I thought of like DC characters. I was trying to figure out. I am not as familiar. I also did not think of the Amalgam universe, mostly because
you don't
this
know what
is
it
the
is.
first
Nobody
time
thinks
I've
about
ever
it.
heard of it.
She doesn't even know what it is. So
this is the first time I've heard of it. So my character for Scrooge then dictated who everyone else was going to be. Because I was like, okay, well, if this is Scrooge, then this would be a perfect so-and-so, and this would be a great Bob, and this would be a great blah, blah, blah. So my Scrooge is going to be Wanda Maximoff.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so
yeah.
Here she is. She has become the Scarlet Witch. She has become obsessed with hoarding power and become obsessed with bringing her children back to life, trying to recover vision. She's obsessed with that and doesn't use any of her power for good, cannot see beyond it, only sees for herself. And so that is why I have chosen Wanda, and that is the beginning of my Christmas Carol story.
I was about to say, on a special episode of WandaVision.
The Christmas special.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, wow. I'm probably going to be outdone by both of you in this, to be honest.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Gerry went deep with the Amalgam universe, and Bethany's not only casted this, but she's got a whole pitch.
Yeah.
And ready to go.
This is my elevator pitch, you guys.
All right, so let's move on. Of course, the next character, and I roughly put this in the order they appear in the story. So, next person I do have, though, is Jacob Marley. I know Bob Cratchit appears before him, but I've got Marley next on my list. He is the first supernatural shock that shakes Scrooge out of his routine. He is a rattling, wailing reminder of what happens when you put greed over humanity. So we'll go backwards this time. So Bethany, who is Wanda's former partner or the person connected that warns Scrooge of what they have done?
Okay, so Tommy and Billy. It's her 2 children.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's dark.
Like the Muppet idea where there's 2 of them.
Yeah, I wanted both.
Yeah.
So my thought process behind this was she has become so obsessed, and technically, like, Tommy and Billy are born of her powers, or at least it is in the headcanon that I have of WandaVision. If that other things exist. Those are beyond my knowledge. But my thought is they are the ones who come to her and say, like, look, we know that your power is important to you, but it can't be the only thing that's important to you. And we have to save you from yourself. And she's like, no, but you're my kids. If I don't do this, you can't come back. And blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, you have to trust us on this one. 3 ghosts are going to come see you. And so I feel like Tommy and Billy are the Marleys.
She has a script, y'all.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah, got it all planned out.
This is what I did when we did the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen thing, too.
You've planned out a whole plot.
And then at the end of it, I'm kind of disappointed because I was like, well, I don't get to see that. That never is going to happen.
All right, Jerry, how about you? Who was your Marley?
So for Marley, I chose Dr. Doomsday. So the amalgam of Dr. Doom and
sense.
Doomsday, because he and Thanos side did try to conquer the universe together. But so in this narrative, he's deceased and he's just being punished, and so he wants to save Thanos' side from his fate. So, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that makes sense again with that amalgam universe. I went with someone who, very similar to Marley, is there as a spirit of judgment, and that is the Spectre. Yes,
nice. That's great.
Yes, he floats, he glows. He terrifies, and he loves reminding people about the consequences of their actions.
Yep.
So I thought that, again, I went by character traits, and I thought the Spectre fit perfectly as a Marley stand-in.
I'm into it. I like that. Yeah.
There we go.
I'd love to see this.
Look, let's bring back the amalgam universe or whatever. Let's do another crossover. Whatever we got to do, let's get this going. And meanwhile, Bethany's could be in a one of those Marvel comic issues, the comic, the big thick comic Christmas episodes or issues. Excuse me. All right, let's back up to Bob Cratchit that I said earlier. He is our quiet, side hero of the story. He's hardworking. He's gentle. He's hopeful. He's always trying to see the good in everyone, including Scrooge, even when things are tough around him. So, Jerry, we'll start with you. Which comic book, which of the amalgam universe fit Bob Cratchit?
So I went with Apollo. He is the amalgam of Cyclops and the DC character The Ray. And I chose him for a reason. So in the amalgam universe, the Judgment League Avengers, they started off, of course, the Avengers, Justice League, Judgment League Avengers. Anyway, eventually they got some new recruits. Turns out most of them were what they call meta-mutants. So it's like mutants versus just meta-humans, in the other universe. And so eventually, a lot of them, they discover they have different views, and the meta-mutants see a more hopeful future for everyone, where some of the others have a little bit more of a prejudice involved regarding, people born with powers, things like that. So they break off and form the JLX, and so I chose Apollo, who is the field leader of the JLX there, to be the Bob Cratchit figure.
Okay.
And I have his whole family too, if we get to that.
Oh. Hey, you got me wanting to go back and reread the amalgam comics. So,
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'll go ahead and throw mine out there. I picked a character who, I would say of all comics, no one works harder for less appreciation than Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's filled with kindness and positivity. It doesn't matter what gets thrown in his way or how unfair life seems to be. He is, pure Bob Cratchit energy.
Yeah, brilliant choice
with Peter Parker. So, all right, Bethany, how about you?
Okay, so this one's going to be kind of a stretch because I'm choosing this person for Tiny Tim, basically. And
we're casting Bob Cratchit.
I'm aware.
Okay.
But Bob Cratchit has a child.
Okay.
Thank you. So my Bob Cratchit I chose is Aunt May. So she is hardworking. She's works herself to the bone. She's got her nephew to provide for. She is a single guardian, and she is going to be working for Wanda in some capacity. I haven't worked that part out yet. Maybe they work in a bookstore, who knows. And she is kind of like the gopher, and she doesn't get appreciated or noticed and is probably like verbally abused, things of that nature. And so that's why I chose Aunt May.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That works. All right. Moving on to Fred. This is one I honestly didn't originally think I was going to cast, but Bethany was kind of going through the list, and I was like, okay, well, we can do Fred. But this is, of course, Scrooge's cheery nephew, a beacon of warmth who never stops inviting his uncle to join in on the joy of the Christmas season. He, very similar to Bob Cratchit, he is purely optimistic, with a smile on his face, and always wanting to have fun. And so I went with Wally West, the Flash.
Oh, that's an interesting choice. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the one in my mind is the Michael Rosenbaum version from the Justice League animated series. Yeah. But full of, charm and heart, and of course, always optimistic. He's the guy who insists that there's going to be holiday cheer no matter what. Even the grumpiest person, and I go back to that episode of Justice League where he does that thing for the Ultra Humanite.
Yeah.
And so that's 100% Fred for me. How about you, Bethany? Who is your Fred?
So my Fred is going to be Monica Rambeau. And that is just because I feel like she is going to be the only person not afraid to call Wanda out when she's being ridiculous on things. And so like they've got that connection from WandaVision. Again, all of my choices are like MCU because that's really what I know.
What you know with, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so my thought is she's able to call her out. She's brave enough to fight against her. And I feel like Wanda has that soft spot, like not enough to where she can get out of her own way and see that what she's doing is wrong, but enough to like not kill her. And so that's why I chose Monica.
Okay. How about you, Gerry?
So I went with Thorion. It's the amalgam of Thor and Orion. So, of course, famously, Orion, son of Darkseid, he and Highfather switch sons to, which, again, the weirdest thing. But if you're going to have peace, I guess that's how you do it. And so Thorion would be Darkseid's, or Thanoside, relative that is trying to find some goodness in him. He knows it's somewhere in there.
Makes sense. All right, and moving on, and I'm definitely going to have Bethany go first on this one. Tiny Tim, who is the heart of the story, who is the innocence that really is a turning point for Scrooge's redemption. It's really him seeing what happens and all of that with Tiny Tim that really kind of starts to cause his turn. So I have a feeling who you have picked here, but who is your Tiny Tim?
It's Peter Parker.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I do think it's obviously he is not physically disabled or, sickly in the same way that Tiny Tim is, but he is that like innocent. He's kind of the young. He's the one that you could see Wanda seeing her own sons in, and like seeing him struggle to, afford things or, be able to, I don't know, do things. I didn't think that far ahead. But like if she were to see Peter Parker struggling, I feel like that would ring enough of a chord inside of her to change her ways if she were to be looking in the present and into the yet to come.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Jerry. I'm curious about this one too. Who from the Amalgam universe fits Tiny Tim?
So I cast the entire Cratchit family, but
Yeah.
I used characters from the JLX because they were all
Okay.
kind of embody that same theme. So I went with Firebird for his wife, and then Iceberg, Runaway, and Wraith for his other children, and that left Night Creeper as
Yes, it did.
as
It was a
the amalgam of Nightcrawler
freaky looking Tiny Tim.
and the Creeper. Yeah, yeah. It's no reason in particular. I just, out of all of the JLX, I felt that he was the most Tiny Tim-ish. Uh, but in the same vein, just the same thing. Let's trying to promote equality amongst metahumans and essentially the God bless us everyone of or the meta mutants, I should say, of the amalgam universe. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? This is one that I actually decided to go. I was thinking of younger comic book characters, and I was having a difficult time. And I went, you know what? I'm going to go with kind of a comic book character that contrasts a little bit with Tiny Tim. And so I went Damian Wayne.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think it would be fun with the contrast there. Of course, Damian as Robin, very intense. He's brooding. But you place him in this warm, homely environment with the Cratchits. And I think you could see kind of a Scrooge sees himself in Damian a little bit with this. Of course, Lex Luthor being my Scrooge.
Right.
And he's almost moved. But imagine Damian kind of unsure how to process this kindness that his family is experiencing. And of course that would be kind of what the ghosts are showing him. It was like, this boy would become something even worse than you,
I mean, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. But then to have a character like Damian at the end, sincerely delivering the God bless us everyone, I think would be great. It would be very unexpected. It would be unforgettable. So yeah, Damian Wayne would be my Tiny Tim.
Very cute.
So let's start moving into the ghosts. So the first ghost, of course, is Ghost of Christmas Past. This is a glowing, ethereal. I got the word. And gentle character, unless you're talking about the movie Scrooged. But
That's great.
This is the spirit that guides Scrooge through the moments of his life that shaped him. And so I decided that I would go all the way back to early comics. And so I went with the Phantom as my Ghost of Christmas
Wow.
Past. I mean, the character himself is mysterious.
Yeah.
The character's supposed to be timeless. Like he always has existed, always will exist. But of course, he's also the past of comic books. Even he existed even before Superman. I like that. I like the fact that the character himself is kind of that quiet, otherworldly presence. And so I thought he would be perfect navigating our Scrooge, Lex Luthor in my case, through his memories through history. So I went with the Phantom. So how about you, Jerry?
Yeah, the Phantom's great. The movie, not so much, but I still enjoyed it. So sticking with my amalgam theme, I decided to go with Doctor Strange Fate. So the amalgam of Doctor Strange and Doctor Fate.
Yep.
Famously in the amalgam universe, when they were trying to, because the whole story about the amalgam universe essentially is that there's these two brothers that were arguing about which was better, Marvel or DC, and then eventually they kind of decide to just combine them and we get the amalgam universe. Well, he's trying to save his universe because he realizes by restoring the actual DC and Marvel universes that his universe would essentially just be erased. So he was trying to save his universe. And so I feel like with his mystical powers, he would be trying to save Scrooge in that same way and show, just everything in the past. And I would really like to see like Thanoside's misadventures, because dark side, I mean, come on, the tyrant. We have Thanos, who literally just murdered all of his children across the galaxy, and then tried to murder half the galaxy. Well, he did for Lady
Yeah.
Death. So I would like to see him bringing all this stuff up, but also like what made him, like how did this kind of evolve? I think that'd be fascinating.
Be funny to see the younger, like I'm more picturing Darkseid here when you're talking, like picturing just a younger version of Darkseid.
I know,
Like,
I can't picture
yeah,
it.
because we're gonna get into Bell in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to him being all bright eyed and bushy tailed. I think
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would be funny. All right, so Bethany, how about you? Who's your ghost of Christmas past?
All right. So I wrestled with some of the ghosts and a few of the other characters. This is when things are going to start to fall off the rails for me just a little bit. So, however, the ghost of Christmas past is White Vision. So just a little bit ethereal, kind of outside of it. Like she sees him, it strikes an emotional chord. However, he does not have that same connection. And he is very methodical in bringing her through these past events.
Okay. I almost expected you to go with Pietro, with Quicksilver.
Oh yeah.
Pietro's coming up. Don't you worry. There's another character coming up that hits that a little bit harder on the nose.
Especially if it was the one we thought we got in WandaVision.
Yeah.
The
Rough
Fox
Boner or
X-Men
something?
version.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say that name.
Sorry.
That was such a bummer. Anyway.
I know. I was excited. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. And then we weren't.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But before we get into that, let's jump into Fan, who is Scrooge's sister from the story. This is another character I wasn't originally planning to do, but another one that Bethany mentioned, and so we're including here. Fan is, of course, the warm, bright presence of Scrooge's childhood, and one of the few sources of love in his early years. And so that is our Fan. I'm going to throw mine out first because I honestly, this is probably my weakest pick. I went with Kitty Pryde on this one.
Okay.
I mean, she is a warm and caring character. She's always trying to bring people together. And so I felt that she embodies that hopeful spirit that Fan represented in Scrooge's life. And so yeah, I again went for that kind of just who's one of the more innocent characters that I can think of in comics. And I didn't want to be too DC heavy, so I decided to look on the Marvel side for this one, and I went with Kitty Pryde. So how about you, Jerry?
I actually didn't cast this one.
Okay.
So I decided to skip this one because
nobody off the top.
Off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the amalgam universe. You know what it is.
I understand. Yeah. All right. No bullets and bracelets for that one, maybe.
maybe.
All right.
Wow. Deep cut,
Bethany.
guys.
There you go. How about you? Who's your Fan?
Pietro.
Of course it is.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's her actual
the literal
brother.
sibling.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
Her brother.
That's it. That's all you got.
I mean, what else do you want? Like, it's her brother.
There we go.
All right.
Any particular, since you're going MCU, you got a particular Quicksilver?
I mean, I do prefer the one from the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Not the
Evan Peters version.
Evan Peters version. He's funnier. He is a lot brighter and more enjoyable. He does, he's funny actually, as opposed to the real one.
Yeah, the Aaron Taylor Johnson, is that his name? Always
Couldn't
forget.
tell you.
I always felt like he was more like the comics Pietro, right? Just a little arrogant, kind of. Yeah. Serious.
All right, let's go into who honestly is one of my favorite characters, and that's Fezziwig. He is when we're introduced to him, he is the master of merriment. It kind of makes you surprised that Scrooge turned out the way he did when this was his, in essence, mentor. Because he represents joy, he represents generosity, Of course, we see him at this holiday party, and he loves Christmas. So it's kind of interesting that Scrooge does take the turn he does and becomes the man that he chooses to become. Of course, perfectly cast as Fozzie the Bear
Man.
in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I still
I don't
randomly
know.
say Fozziewig without thinking of
Yes.
it.
I don't know if there has been better casting of this character. I don't. I really don't. But Bethany, we'll go to you first on this. So, who is your Fezziwig?
Guys, they're not all going to be winners. Okay.
Nice setup.
So let's lower our expectations. This is not going to outbeat Fozzie Bear. My thought process behind this was like, what is another this is really going to illustrate my lack of knowledge in comics.
Okay.
So what is a witch in comics that maybe Wanda could have studied under? And the only thing I could come up with was Wendy, the good little witch.
All right.
I don't know. She's a good witch.
Yeah.
The rest of them had names that sounded like they might be evil. So it's like, well, Hilary Duff played her in that one movie.
Yes.
So
That's it. Yeah, we go to the Casper universe there.
That's awesome.
so that's all I could think of.
Okay.
It's Wendy, the good little witch.
I believe
All right.
she taught. Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah.
She would definitely have Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
And she would have taught Wanda the true meaning of Christmas. And Wanda would have forgotten she existed, much like we all did until I said her name just now.
That's right.
Well, again, I'm casting more of who I think fits kind of the embodiment of the character. And I went with Ben Grimm, the Thing.
Yeah. I like that.
Again, he's got that presence to him that Fezziwig has. He's loud, he's loyal, he's full of heart. He's the ultimate good-natured bruiser. He loves his family, he loves food, he loves having fun. So his version of the Christmas party would be just wholesome chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think would be a lot of fun. So that's why I chose the Thing as a Fezziwig. How about you, Jerry?
So I went with Highfather Odin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's the god of the source, father of Thorion. And, Darkseid, yes, is always trying to get the anti-life equation and what's beyond the source wall. Well, Thanos side, same thing, is going after the source. So it made sense that he would study under Highfather Odin and learn a little bit more about this source of power that he's trying to get to. But also, this version of Odin is not quite as a jerk as the Marvel version of Odin. So his lighter fare, I thought, okay, I think he could pull off a good Fezziwig.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick. I think all three of us had very drastic differences in that character.
I think that's been the whole thing.
All right, well, let's move on to Scrooge's lost love, the character of Belle. That when he chose, he lost her because he chose his ambition, and he couldn't really make the connection with her because he thought it would take him away from what he was striving to be. And I went. This is another one I went a little obvious, so I'll go first here. I thought, well, you know what? I got Lex Luthor as my Scrooge. I think it would be only fitting that his lost love is Lois Lane. I will say probably I was inspired a little bit by the fact that I am watching through Smallville with Ruby. And we, of course, are reaching the point where Lex and Lana Lang are starting to have kind of a relationship. And so I might be pulling it from that. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go Lois on this. She is that strong, compassionate. She's unwilling to lose herself for someone else, especially someone else who's in a downward spiral. She has the emotional intelligence and the quiet strength that makes Belle's heartbreak resonate so much in the story. So yeah, I've always talked about how I kind of wish that there was something at the end where Scrooge finds out what happened to Belle or
Mhm.
what's going on with Belle or something like that. And I did not cast Superman anywhere in this.
Wow, that's huge for you.
Yes, I did not. But I thought it would be interesting that if maybe during the yet to come or even the present, we got to see Belle living just the best life with Clark. And so that would be where Superman would be. He's not an actual character in the story, but having that moment. So that was really the only, going to Bethany's side here, that was really kind of the only plot point I really thought about. But I went with Lois Lane. How about you, Bethany?
I think mine is pretty obvious.
It should be.
I went with Tony Stark. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I chose Vision.
Yeah.
That is Wanda's lost love.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now, granted, that one's going to be a bit trickier because he didn't leave her; he was taken from her. But it's that connection of seeing the love that they had with each other and how he would not want her to spend her life mourning him and obsessing over him when she could be living her life and doing good. Instead, she's choosing to do what she is doing.
Mm-hmm. Love that. So I went with Granny Harkness. So the amalgam of Granny Goodness and Agatha Harkness. Yep. And so in this version, she and Thanoside were together, but instead of his power and greed, instead of his greed driving her away, his greed made her into this relentless, torturous, murderous trainer of the female Furies. So he kind of ruined her and then became disinterested. So I thought that would be just really compelling stuff. And so yeah, and everybody listening is like, what is this guy talking about? So
yeah, there are so many people that are on board with Bethany. It's like, I have no idea what the amalgam universe is or who these characters are.
That's right. That's right.
Dark
Claw. Everybody remembers Dark Claw, right? That's it.
Yeah. Or Super Soldier.
We might be seeing him soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, spoilers.
I was about to say, I kind of have a feeling because now we're on to Ghost of Christmas Present. So this is the living embodiment of holiday joy. He's full of warmth, laughter, and a little bit of mischief. And of course, I immediately had to cast him with Marvel's version of Santa Claus. So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it does. You have to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's an Omega level Christmas mutant who basically embodies everything about Christmas. So why not? But no, seriously though, I didn't want to be cheap and go that way. So my actual choice brings that same energy, but with a little bit of a Asgardian twist, and that's Volstagg
from the Warriors 3. I love it.
Yeah, probably my most out there pick. But yeah, I mean, those of who've seen him in the Thor movies, even though he's been the casting has changed, but I mean he looks very similar to the character of the Ghost of Christmas Present. He's got that booming laughter. He obviously is always down for a good time, even if it is brawling and fighting. So I think that he represented Christmas past or Christmas Present, excuse me, all the way through. So that's who I went with. Gerry, how about you?
And he looks the part too, right? I mean, it's like, he really does. Just put him in a robe and he's good. So I went with Super Soldier.
I knew it.
Yeah, the amalgam of Superman and Captain America. It doesn't really get more wholesome than that right there. I mean, Super Soldier is kind of the same thing, injected with cellular samples from an alien corpse, and he became, this I mean, really the embodiment of good, which kind of is what Christmas Present does. But also that Captain America, if we remember, he he's always taken like the moral high ground, but sometimes he does have to get his hands dirty on certain things. And so the Ghost of Christmas Present as well, sometimes he gives Scrooge a little bit of the talk to, the talk back when he's like, he repeats his words to him. Are there no, workhouses? I mean, he's just
Yeah.
so it's kind of the same thing here. I think Super Soldier would be all of the stuff that we want from a Christmas present ghost, but also just give it to Thanos just a little bit to get it done.
All right. And Bethany?
All right. I'm excited about this one. Okay, so my Ghost of Christmas Present is Kamala Khan. She is full embodiment of joy. She has just light protruding from her, literally. And I can see her be able to like lead, and she's got this like innocent just wonder, like this kind of childlike wonder, because she is a child still. But I also feel like because she is a teenager, she's able to give that sass back, the quoting her back, are there no workhouses, are there no prisons, but be able to get away with it, because again, I feel like seeing a younger person, Wanda is going to be less likely to kill her. And so that has been my concern throughout this, is like, who is Wanda? She either needs to not be able to fight them or not be willing to kill them. And so Kamala Khan.
I can see that. That's a good one. I like that one. All right. And then finally on our list, of course, the ghost, the final spirit, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, this is going to be interesting to see how we went, because this, of course, is a notably silent character who is a warning of the darkness that is to come in Scrooge's life. He reveals this bleak future that is awaiting Scrooge if he's refusing to change. And so this one could be interesting. So let's see. Bethany, I will let you go first on this one. Who is your Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come?
So my thoughts behind this were, this character is not a silent character, but I do feel like this character has the like gravitas and power to present the future in a way. And I just gave it away. It's Agatha. She's willing to like show it, and any questions that Wanda has, even if she were to answer them, you wouldn't believe what she said. So you're still going to get that, like, we don't know if Wanda decides to change her ways. If Scrooge decides to change his ways, we don't know if that's going to change, because Yet to Come wouldn't answer those questions. If Agatha even did answer the question, she wouldn't answer it directly, and you wouldn't trust her answers. So I feel like her presenting it and just saying, I don't know, maybe Peter will die, or maybe he'll not. Because my thought behind Tiny Tim as Peter is, he comes home to Aunt May all the time, who's there to take care of him. But if May is constantly having to be taken away to help Wanda with stuff, is never home, Peter continues to go out longer and longer stretches. He doesn't have that safe place. He ends up taking too many risks, get hurt, and that kills him. Whereas if May could have been more present, if he could have been more of a child as opposed to, being out trying to be a hero all the time. So my thought is Agatha as Yet to Come.
I kind of like the idea of leaving it, because with that, at least the way I'm interpreting your explanation, is it really does leave it kind of in Wanda's hands. Like, what direction does she choose? It's not so much that Agatha is telling her which direction to choose. It's more of, look, this could happen, whatever. Yeah.
Do what you want.
And honestly, I feel like Agatha could care less. Like, she could not care less. Like, she could present the most awful outcome and be impassive to it. And that would break Wanda's heart just as much as the silence.
Yeah. All right. All right, Jerry, your final casting of The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Who
All
we got?
right. For my Christmas future, I chose Dark Claw, the amalgam of Batman and
Yeah,
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yeah, waiting to see when he would come.
I
right.
mean, it doesn't get more 90s than Batman and Wolverine combined into a single character,
Not at all.
right? It's definitely like if I was creating the amalgam universe, I would not have put Wolverine and Batman together, but as the companies probably especially at that time, two most popular characters, it makes sense. But he's inspires fear. He is like proficient in all sorts of combat. He's got the claws. He's scary looking and loves the night and shadows. I mean, you gotta go with Dark Claw here. So yeah, I stuck with Judgment League Avengers for my ghosts, and then the JLX for the Cratchits. So I kind of got that little hierarchy there.
Yeah,
Cute.
very nice. All right, so I went with a little bit of a twist. I went with the question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, instead of being silent, he would, of course, speak
Yeah.
in questions. So imagine our Ebenezer Luther surrounded by fog, and the question emerges, and he begins to ask, what legacy do you think you've learned? Or is anyone coming to your funeral? What good did you leave behind? Does this ending surprise you? Like, it's perfect. Him being faceless,
Yeah.
also, I think, is perfect. And then, of course, no answers to any of it. It is just this interrogation that cuts deep for Scrooge there, and yet still preserves that eerie presence of the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, while adding a little bit of a psychological intensity that a character like the question brings out. So
I gotta say,
there you have it.
I was wondering if anyone was gonna choose death. Just
Yeah.
and the other
Flat out.
character I
Yeah.
thought was maybe Ghost Rider. I thought maybe someone might choose Ghost Rider, but
Ghost Rider did come into my mind while I was thinking of this. I'm a big fan of the question, and so
he doesn't get enough play.
Once I thought about it, and I was like, oh, the question, this could be interesting. I like this idea. So there you have it. That is our Christmas Carol comic book cast. We had heroes, we had villains, we had an amalgam of characters.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Disney, you can email me at
Yes,
movingpanels@gmail.com.
Sure. Yeah.
Bethany has her pitch ready.
I'm ready to go. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I know you might have I don't think you'll have any trouble getting Wendy the Good Little Witch on your...
Disney wants to buy up everything, so that'll work.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So this is just a good opportunity for you. And can Hilary Duff play her again?
Bring her back. Yeah.
That is my only ask. No, that's not my only ask. I also want a lot of money.
Well, I think we discovered that it actually turns out that this Dickens classic fits surprisingly well in a multiverse of comic book characters and capes and cowls and all. But a huge thanks to Gerry D and Bethany for joining me on this festive crossover. Whether you agreed with our picks or you were shouting out your own choices while you were listening, I hope you had fun, and that's what truly matters. Thank you for spending part of your holiday season with us. From our family to yours, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a joyful and safe holiday. And if you are enjoying Moving Panels, one of the best gifts you can return to us is a great rating and review. Share the show with friends. All of that helps the show reach new listeners and keeps these little nerdy conversations going. But for today, for Moving Panels, I'm Laramy Wells, and I'll see you on the other side of the page.
bless us, everyone.